embryo grading. Okay. Uh, at first, like no, I want to tell is that like embryo grading. No, there is like embryo grading. There is no device to grade embryo. This is the first thing you should know about embryo grading. There is no device to grade embryo at all. So embryo grading is always done manually. Okay, under inverted microscope. So, like when you do manually, there will be some inter-observer, no, fault will be there. Like there, it may be differ from observer to observer. So, inter-observer error will be more usually. So, an embryologist who is grading, if a person A is grading, it may be different from B who is grading the same embryo. So, for this reason, this was a major issue internationally. Like, no, like usually the embryologist will grade embryo based on the developmental rate and the morphological features of the embryo. And there was a major issue like internationally. So there are many variations from embryologist to embryologist when they are grading the embryo, and the embryos uh, between one center to another center, there was a huge difference. For this reason, okay, like two societies, like no, two international society named as Alpha Scientist and the ESHRE, Special Interest Group of Embryology. Okay, they have conducted a 2 days workshop. Okay, and this workshop was conducted in Istanbul, Turkey. Okay, on 26th and 27th of February, and they had come up with an international consensus in the morphological assessment of the embryo. So right now there are different, even after this, the people had come up with their own embryo grading, but still majority of the people, like 90% of the embryology lab, yeah, nationally as well as internationally, they stick into this consensus, like Istanbul consensus. Okay, so we in our lab in Garbhagudi, we also stick into Istanbul consensus. So mainly for day 3 grading, but for day 5 grading, we stick to Gartner's grading system. Okay, even though Gartner's grading system and Istanbul grading system are almost same. So what I want to tell is that the embryo grading can vary from one person to another person because it is not a mission grading. So mission grading means all the missions can give same range, same grading system, but we are doing it manually under inverted microscope. For this reason, the two international societies have come up with a grading system. Okay, so this is called an Istanbul grading system. So see there are many grading system. I'll not focus on any grading system except Istanbul grading system. Okay, so these two committees, so they had come up with a consensus of these centers. Like these were the consensus. So the Association for the Study of Biology and Reproduction. So they had come up with their own grading system, and the Society for Assisted Reproductive Technology. Okay, they also had come up with their own grading system. But this grading system, this grading system is mostly followed in European countries in some labs. Okay, and even Association of the Clinical Embryology, clinical embryologists. No, this grading system is also followed in majority of the centers. Okay, and by seeing all these grading system, okay, the consensus, like no, the Istanbul consensus had come up with a conclusion of a grading system. Like they had come up with a consensus points. Okay, they had mainly focused on the zygote or zygote scoring system first, like pronuclear. For example, day 1 grading system, that is zygote grading, Z scoring. They had come up with a Z scoring one. Secondly, they had come up with an cleavage scoring, like how the embryos, for example, day 2, day 3, day 4, and day 5, how the embryos will divide and what basis you have to grade it. Okay, and under this cleavage grading system, there are 5 types. Like they are seeing mainly on the 5 points. Okay, that is cell. First, they will see the cell number, then they will see the fragmentation, then they will see the symmetry, then they say this multi-nucleation. So these are the criteria under this cleavage system, cleavage stage of scoring. So based on this cleavage scoring system, these are the under this criteria they are grading, and zygote scoring. And under these headings, this consensus, the Istanbul consensus had formulated a formula. Okay, you have to follow this formula. So let us see first zygote. Like what was the conclusion of Istanbul consensus in the zygote grading system? Okay, so see, this is this was the final outcome in the zygote grading system. So they are come like symmetrical, non-symmetrical, and abnormal. So today, instead of telling more theory, I will just touch on the practical aspects, like what we do in the anthropology lab. Instead of taking theory, I'll just touch on the practical aspect more, so that my understanding will be better. So all this available in the literature, you can just go back and read. So I'll not touch much on the theory part. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the last. Okay. So like zygote grading system, like pronuclear grading system. So let me talk about this. So first was zygote. So I'm going to deal with this now. So zygote grading systems here, you know that this is a zygote. Okay. And you can see here two polar pronucleus, two pronucleus, one is male and one is female, and inside this you can see polar body. So this is zygote. So day one we score on this. Okay, if this nuclear precursor body, it is called as NPPS, if it is symmetrical, okay, symmetrical, okay, we call it, according to Istanbul consensus, we call it as symmetrical. Okay, Z1 and Z2. Okay, we call it this. And if see, this is called as asymmetrical. If this nuclear precursor body, if it is scattered, it's called asymmetrical. So these both are both are considered abnormal. So you can see here this nuclear precursor body is bit bigger. Okay, and this is somewhat scattered, and you can see this one pronucleus is bigger and one pronucleus is smaller. So this is a grading system. This is Istanbul consensus, and this grading system was according to this Scott 2003. I had gone to this original paper how he has published. Actually, his grading system was his grading system was like it was different, right? Similar to this, bit different. Okay, and we will just follow this Istanbul grading system: symmetrical, non-symmetrical, and abnormal. See, this is symmetrical. So this is also somewhat symmetrical. Okay, somewhat symmetrical, like scattered same as that of this. Okay, whereas this is abnormal. Both are abnormal. Now coming on to this second one, this cell number. So we are done with zygote system, and this is a bit separate topic. We have to deal with this. What is nuclear precursor body? How this polar pronucleus pronucleus are formed? All those things, it is a separate topic. So in general, if I want to say, according to Istanbul consensus, so this is Z1 and Z2, and this is grade 3. Grade 1, grade 2, and this is grade 3. Okay, and among this if you have nuclear precursor body aligned in this way, okay, in this equatorial plane, then it is considered as outcome of the embryos will be very good compared to this. Now coming on to the second one, like this cleavage stage of the scoring cleavage stage scoring system. So let us come to the cell number. Okay, now coming on to the cell number, usually, so if you see on the day 2, okay, it should be 4 cell. Okay, according to the Istanbul consensus, and day 3 it should be 8 cell, and day 4 it should be in the morula stage. So let us concentrate on the day 2 and day 3 mainly. There should be 4 cell and 8 cell. If it is less than 4 cell and if it is more than 4 cell, again there is a problem. And if in the day 3, if it is less than 8 cell or more than 8 cell, okay, it may be a problem. And according to Gartner, it can go up to 6 cell, 4 to 6 cell in the day 2. And according to the Gartner, in the day 3, it can go from 8 cell to 10 cell or from 7 to 10 cells. Okay, but right now we are only concentrating on the Istanbul consensus. So if the cell division, like if the embryos are growing slowly, that means on the day 4, the cell day 2, the cell will be less than 4 in number. Okay, and on the day 3, it will be less than 8 in number. Okay, that means what? The expected, even though the embryos grows out of this this type of embryo, when it grows, the implantation rate will be very less. And coming on to this, if the embryo starts growing very faster, that means on the day 3, if you see more than 12 or 14 cells, or you can say more than 8 cells according to the Istanbul consensus. Okay, and on the day 2, if you see more than 4 cells, so the embryos are growing very faster. That means it may be abnormal embryo. Okay, it may be abnormal embryo, and it will also have reduced implantation potential. So implantation may not occur if you transfer this embryo. So this is about the embryo number. So this is about the embryo number. So coming on to the fragmentation. So if you see the fragmentation, what is fragmentation? It is a nuclear membrane bounded extra nuclear structure. Okay, so this is, there won't be nucleus. It is covered by the membrane and it is outside the real blastomere. Okay, and the presence of this fragmentation may be due to these abnormalities in the cell metabolism, or it may be due to the apoptosis. Okay, it may be due to the apoptosis, and it may be due to this chromosomal segregation, or it may be it may result from the abnormalities in the oocyte membrane. If there is any abnormalities in the lemma, okay, the fragmentation will be more. Okay. This is according to the Istanbul, may be due to this problem. This may be the problem for the fragmentation. So you should be very clear. The fragmentation is anuclear. I don't have nucleus. It is just a membrane bounded structure. Okay, present outside the blastomere. Okay, and see, I'll just show you a few pictures of the fragmentation. So you can see here, see, these are the blastomeres, and you can see outside the blastomeres, you can see, this is an inverted microscope picture. You can see fragmented bodies here. So this is less than 10% of fragmentation. So it is more than 25% of fragmentation is here. So 50% of the, more than 50% of the cells are, more than 50% fragmentation you can see in this picture. So you can score, if there is no fragmentation, is called as 0. If there is 25% of fragmentation, okay, sorry, it has become ulta here. So this is score 1. Okay, if there is 10 to 25% of fragmentation, it is scored 1. If there is 25% of more than 25% of fragmentation, it is scored 2. And if it is more than 25% of fragmentation, it is scored 3. And see, we will not bother much because no, I have seen in the lab, even if you get these type of fragmentation, suddenly it will get converted into blastocyst and it will give pregnancy also. Okay, so for that reason, this fragmentation, it is negatively correlated to the developmental potential and implantation rate. Like many articles says that even though you are having this type of fragmentation, it can give good embryo on the later stage if it picks up. because this fragmentation is outside the cell. Okay, it may not hamper the development of the growing blastomeres. So hope you have understood what is fragmentation. Okay, and coming on to this third one, there is symmetry. Symmetry in the sense like if two cells are not equal in shape, it is called as symmetry. For example, two blastomeres. For example, if you have if I want to draw this student, like if I want to draw, this is one embryo, okay, which is inside the zona pellucida, okay, and one blastomere is larger in size, and one more blastomere is smaller in size, and another is very smaller in size. So this is asymmetry. Okay, shape, see, shape is different, size is different. So this is called as asymmetry. So Istanbul consensus concentrated on the asymmetry of the blastomeres. Okay, it is mainly seen in the 2-cell stage, 4-cell stage, 8-cell stages. About it is mainly seen in the 2-cell, 8-cell, and 4-cell stages. And asymmetry can be results in the because see, fragmentation may not affect the growth of the embryo. Okay, it can overcome because blastomeres are there. Fragmentation is outside the blastomeres, whereas this one cell is smaller, one cell is bigger, maybe due to the abnormality of the cell division. This may be the reason for that, and it may be due to the uneven distribution of the organelles, like Golgi complex, then mitochondria, whatever inside the cell. So it may be due to uneven distribution of these organelles inside the cell. Due to this, there may be the different size and shape of the cell. And this, where the articles, the research is telling that there is a strong relationship between the asymmetry and the implantation potential. That means what? The embryos with significant asymmetry have been shown to have lower implantation rate. The implantation rate is very, very low if you have asymmetry of the blastomeres. So that's all about the asymmetry in short. Okay, so we have done with the cell number, we have done with the fragmentation, we have done with the asymmetry. Now let us go to the multinucleation. So if you go to, if you see the multinucleation, so multinucleation means what? In a single blastomere, usually a single blastomere will have single nucleus. Whereas here, in a single blastomere, you have more than one nucleus. It is called as multinucleation. Okay. So when there is multinucleation, it is 100% sure that the embryos are abnormal. Okay. The multinucleation is mainly associated with what? It is a decreased implantation rate. If you transfer the multinucleated embryo, it has decreased. First of all, it won't implant. If it implants also, the baby will be abnormal. Means what? The multinucleation may be due to the chromosomal abnormality. Okay, and by chance, if it implants, abortion rates are more. And the main reason for the multinucleation may be due to only there is no cytoplasmic development, only there is nuclear development. Nucleus is breaking. Okay, this is one reason. And secondly, partial fragmentation. Inside the cell there will be fragmentation of the nucleus. Okay, and defective migration of this chromosome when there is mitosis, the migration of the chromosome will occur. There will be defective migration of this chromosome. The chromosome does not migrate; it will remain in the same cell. So this may be the reason for multinucleation. Okay, so usually multinucleated cell we usually don't transfer. We won't transfer the multinucleated cell. And according to Istanbul consensus, how to grade this multinucleated cell? We just tell present, absent. That's all. According to the Istanbul consensus, I'll show you. See here, it is two embryos. Because they both are 2-cell embryos, and you can see it is a multinucleation. You can see here, see 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 nucleus you can see in this blastome here. Okay, you can see 1 and 2 here in this blastome. So this is a multinucleated blastome. And secondly, it is asymmetrical. You see, both the blastomeas are not equal shape here. In this picture, you can see very clearly, multinucleated. You can see fragmentation here, students, and mainly you can see fragmentation, and you can you can't see multinucleation here. So that's all. You see multinucleation is seen here like this. This is by mistake I put this picture. So here you can see this multinucleation. You can see 4 nucleus here. And coming on to this, finally, so we had covered cell number. To revise cell number should not be more than less than 4 or more than 4. Usually ideal embryo will have 4 cells, and in day 3 also 8 to 10 will be there. It should not be less than 8 or more than 10 in the day 3. Fragmentation, I told you about fragmentation, and I told about asymmetry of the cell, okay, which is if it is asymmetry, it is quite abnormal embryo, and multinucleation is also an abnormal embryo. So other than this 4, there is an additional features like in embryo also, like oocyte we can see sometimes we can see granulation, cytoplasmic granulation in the embryo. Okay, and the membrane appearance. So usually the membrane will not be smooth; it will be a rough membrane. And sometimes in embryo we can see vacuoles. Okay, so these are all additional. Okay, which is considered as embryo is not good. It is it has to be discarded. Okay, if there is an option of other embryos. So this is about under these headings. The consensus had formulated points. Okay, and based on this, they started grading embryo based on cell number, fragmentation, symmetry, and multinucleation. Okay, they had started the grading embryo, and let us start the grading embryo. So before grading, what we will look is that we will go for the fertilization check. Usually, fertilization check is done in the 17th hour. Okay, after insemination. Hello. Oh, I'm taking tasks for this. Fertilization check on the day 1, we do fertilization check exactly at 17th hour, okay, or 18th hour, plus or minus. Okay, we see for pronuclear stage we do zygote scoring. Okay, now I'm going to the practical aspects of the embryology lab, and what we do now, if you check after 18th hour, okay, we may not see the pronucleus. Okay, we may see the 2 polar bodies, but the 2 polar pronucleus can be joined each other. It's called syngamy. Okay, on 23rd or 24th hour. Okay, this is the first thing we do on the day 1. Okay, after checking the nucleus, what we do is that you see here, this is an ideal embryo, like a zygote. You can see a 2 polar 2 pronucleus here. Okay, and you can see here the nuclear precursor body arranged, in the equatorial plane. Okay, and this is an ideal embryo. This will give very good embryo outcome. And this 2 pronuclei should be centrally placed. These are the criteria. First of all, the oocyte should be spherical. Second, you should be able to appreciate 2 polar bodies. Thirdly, you should be able to see 2 pronucleus, pronuclei, which is equal in size, and the precursor body, nuclear precursor body, should be symmetrical. It should be how it is seen in this pronucleus. It should be same in this pronucleus also. It should be arranged in the equatorial plane. So this is a fertilization check we do on the day 1. Okay. Then what is abnormal? Like, no, if it is abnormal, what happens? No, in fertilization, like it will be atypical. For example, nuclear precursor body. This nuclear precursor body will be scattered. So one pronucleus will be large, and another pronucleus will be smaller in size, and shape of the embryo will not be spherical. It will be abnormally shaped. Okay, and we can see instead of two polar bodies, sometimes we can see three polar bodies. Okay, these are all abnormal fertilization, we can tell. And we have to know keenly check for SER, like smooth endoplasmic reticulum. It is very important to check. So we should check whether you can see any discrete membranes here. Okay, whether there is any smooth endoplasmic reticulum. If there is smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it is 100%. It is an abnormal embryo. Such type of embryo should not be transferred. So this we do in the day one. Okay, and once we do in day one, we also check sometimes. We also check for this cytoplasmic halo. This cytoplasmic halo, we check for this whether there is a presence of cytoplasmic halo. Usually we don't concentrate much on this. If you check this, your first day check will be complete. What is the cytoplasmic halo? Usually, mitochondria is present in the periphery. Okay, when there is a formation of this pronuclei, okay, this mitochondria and other organelles which is present in the periphery will shift to the center. Okay, so that this periphery of this oocyte, okay, will be transparent. It's called as cytoplasmic halo. Once again, I am going to repeat: the shift of the mitochondria and some organelles towards the pronucleus will create the transparent area in the periphery. Okay, this is called a cytoplasmic halo. Okay, so usually we don't document this because research shows that it is not important. Okay, there is no any sufficient evidence. But if you are able to appreciate the cytoplasmic halo, the embryo outcome is excellent. Okay, even Gartner has proven that if the presence of cytoplasmic halo, but the outcome of the embryo is excellent. So we check day one. So day one, we check for these details as well as cytoplasmic halo. Now, once you are done with the day one check, we go for day two and day three check. So day two and day three check, see, according to the Istanbul consensus, we do grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. See, this is not according to Gartner. So few lab will follow Gartner. So what we are following in the Garbhagudi, I'm just focusing on that only. Okay. So according to this Istanbul consensus, grade 1 means good embryo, grade 2 is fair, grade 3 is poor embryo. Okay. So in grade 1, in the grade 1 embryo,
what is the report?
In the grade 1 embryo, there is less than 10% fragmentation. Okay. In grade 2 embryo, there is 10 to 25% of fragmentation. Whereas in grade 3 embryo, there is more than 25% of fragmentation. Okay. This first criteria we look in the lab for fragmentation. Okay. Secondly, we see for, according to Istanbul points, we see for cell size, whether all the cells are similar, means blastomeres, whether same shape. Okay, if it is same, it is grade 1. If it is not shaped, one cell is bigger, another cell is smaller, we grade it as grade 2. And thirdly, if cell size is not very specific, totally, like one cell is very smaller, one cell is very bigger, so we grade it as 3. And thirdly, we see for multinucleation, there should be every blastomere should have single nucleus. Okay, and if there is only single
what is the history?
Okay. If a blastomere is having only a single nucleus, there is no double nucleus, it is grade 1. Okay. And similarly, this grade 2 also similarly one single nucleus. If there is more than one nucleus, it is considered grade 3. So let us see practically some embryos.
Oh, you want
You see this embryo,
Is there
grade 2
a
embryo.
file where we have put the report?
No, this is the one that we
Okay,
asked.
day 2 embryo.
Dr. Yasmin, please mute. You are unmute.
Sorry, ma'am. Sorry.
Okay, grade 2 embryos. So let us see, practically this. Let us apply practically in our lab. So day 2 embryo. This is a day 2 embryo. So you can appreciate 4 cell. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cell you can see. Okay, and you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 4 cell grade 1. Means what? Cells are equal in shape. Okay, there is no fragmentation. I can tell fragmentation is less than 10%. Okay, there is no fragmentation, zero fragmentation. Okay, and nucleus, there is no multinucleation. This is grade 1 embryo, day 2. Okay, and if you go for day 2 again, see this grade 2 embryos, you can see fragmentation here. Okay, so fragmentation is 10 to 25% here, 10 to 25%. So you can see a 10 to 25% of 10 to 25% of fragmentation you can see, and here also you can see 10 to 25% fragmentation. But nucleus, no, it is single. So you can appreciate here nucleus, but here you can't appreciate. Okay, so this type of embryo we can grade it as 4 cell. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 cell grade 2. This is also 4 cell grade 2, 10 to 25% of fragmentation. Rest all the features are same. Rest all the features are same. Now coming on to this day 3 embryo. This is a day 3 embryo. So in the day 3 embryo, see, I have already mentioned here, these both are day 2 embryos. So I showed you grade 1 embryo how it will look, and grade 2 embryo how it will look. Okay, now coming on to the day 3 embryo, day 3. So according to the Istanbul consensus, day 3 embryo, this is 8 cell, all are 8 cells. Okay, here you can't appreciate 8 cells, just I have told it as day 3. So here you cannot see any fragmentation. 8 cell grade 1. Okay, so criteria for grade 1, you should have equal number, cell sizes are equal here 1. There is no fragmentation, there is no multinucleation. Here you can see no grade 2, like no, you can see more than 10% of fragmentation here, but the cell sizes are almost equal in size. Okay, then you cannot see multinucleation. You can see one nucleus here. Okay, you can't see multinucleation here. Usually, whenever there is multinucleation, there will be asymmetry of the cells. Cells won't be equal in size. Okay, so this is grade 8 cell, grade 2, according to Istanbul consensus. See, this is grade 3 embryo. Okay, there is more than 25% of fragmentation here. Okay, and few cells are below this fragmentation. If you rotate, you may be able to see some cells. So this is grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, day 2 and day 3 grading system of the embryo according to the Istanbul consensus. Okay, and if you want to see, this is very, very poor embryo. Okay, like there is more than 50% of fragmentation in the day 3. So this is more than 25%. I can say this is more than, you can say 100%. Sometimes you can appreciate the blasphemy is here. I can't tell 100%, and more than 50%. It will give very poor embryo outcome usually, but sometimes it can immediately get shifted to the blastocyst. So this is a grading system of day 2. This is day 2 grading system, day 3 grading system. Okay, and this also day 3 grading system. Now coming on to this day 4 grading system. Usually we don't, majority of the lab will not follow day 4 grading system, but in Garbhagudi we follow the day 4 grading system also. Here also we follow Istanbul consensus only. We follow Istanbul consensus. So grade 1 means good, grade 2 means fair, and grade 3 means very poor. So like I'll just show the few pictures of this about grade 4 system. No, this I'll share this PPT. You can go through this paper. According to this paper, Istanbul consensus have done this formulation. Okay. According to this paper, there are 4 ways of grading system, but according to Istanbul consensus, this is a day 4 grade 1, day 4 grade 2, day 4 grade 3. Okay. And according to this paper, this is grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4. Okay, I will not confuse you. Follow Istanbul consensus, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. So according to Istanbul consensus, grade 1 means, okay, it will be looking like this. All the cells are merged, all the blastomeres are merged, and little bit you can see, mild perivitelline space you can see, very little perivitelline space you can see. So this is a sign for the good outcome of the embryo. And also you can see small cavities appearing. Small cavity may start appearing. Okay, this is also a good sign for day 4, early cavitating. So, and if you see grade B, according to the Istanbul consensus, grade B, it is fair. Okay, it will be somewhat similar to the grade 1. Okay, it will be somewhat similar to the grade 1, but now you see, the cell wall, it has not occupied complete cell volume. See, you can see partially, there is more spaces here. Sometimes, completely, jam packed. You can't even see the perivitelline space. It is a poor sign. Like, it is grade B embryo according to the Istanbul consensus. And in this, if 8 cell persist on the day 3, day 4 also, according to Istanbul consensus, sometimes it is termed as grade 2. Okay, it can go for grade, it can go for compacting stage. It can go for compacting stage on the day 5. So these are the grade 2. So I'll not confuse. This is actually compacted and this is somewhat compacting. Okay. And I just told about this, about the day 4 grading. Usually day 4 is not at all much considered day 4 grading. Some labs will follow, whereas we follow in the Garbhagudi. And coming on to this, coming on to this blastocyst scoring finally. So blastocyst, say we finished day 2, day 3 scoring according to Istanbul consensus, and we finished day 4 scoring. Now let us concentrate on the day 5, which is very, very important. Okay, we don't follow this system of scoring. Okay, this is Istanbul consensus, but we follow a Gartner system of scoring. But it is somewhat similar. Gartner system and the Istanbul consensus is somewhat similar. Okay, we follow same numbers in the Gartner system. Okay, this number is from the Gartner system. Okay, but instead of 4 in Gartner system, it is 6. Whereas ICM, in inner cell mass, it is same according to Istanbul consensus and Gartner system, and profectoderm is also same. Whereas only in the embryo stage development, we follow 2 more numbers. Okay, now let us see, instead of wasting time in the Istanbul consensus, we'll see directly the Gartner system. So Gartner system of blastocyst grading, it is under 3 headings. One is expansion and hatching. This is very important. Expansion and hatching, 1. Secondly, we go for the inner cell mass scoring, and we go for profectoderm scoring. So under these 3 headings, we define Gartner system of scoring the blastocyst. Now, let us concentrate on this. I'll just show the tables first. Okay, we just grade as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 means there is less cavity. Okay, more than, I'll just show you the pictures only. See, this is early blastocyst. This is 1. Less cavity. If cavity is little bit more, it is 2. Okay. If it is expanded blastocyst, it is graded 3. Okay, blastocyst occupies 100% of the embryo. Okay, it is grade 3. Grade 4, what happens? Blastocele occupies 100% plus zona pellucida is thinner. Okay, it is grade 4. And grade 5, what happens, this cells, this actually start this profactoderm, it starts hatching outside. This is grade 5 embryo. And if this profactoid embryo starts totally coming out of the blastocyst, it is graded as grade 6. Hope you have understood. Small cavity is early blastocyst. Okay. And little bit of bigger cavity means more than 50%. I can say 52, more than 50%. It is grade 2 according to Gartner. 100% if it is occupying the blastocyst, blastocoele, if the cavity, if it is occupying 100%, it is grade 3. And zona pellucida has not thinned. If zona pellucida thinning occurs, then it is grade 4. Okay, and if the profactoderm starts coming out, it is hatching. Okay, it is hatching. Okay, so it is grade 5. Okay, and completely hatched. See, the blastocyst is completely coming out of zona pellucida in the grade 6. So this is the first way of based on the shape, it is graded, and based on the ICM, it is similar to that of the consensus. Grade A, grade B, grade C, and profactoderm also grade A, grade B, grade C. I'll just show you simple pictures here. Okay, grade A ICM, it should look like this. Okay, full, a chunk of cells. Okay, attached to one side. Okay, this is grade A ICM. Okay, grade B ICM. See, it will look. ICM is not very prominent. It is very prominent here. Okay, again 50%. Just 25% of this grade B. It's called as fair ICM. And whereas grade C, okay, very little ICM you can see, very little, lesser than this. Grade C. Okay, ICM. This is about ICM scoring, and so let us see practically like how we do. Some pictures I have put, practical pictures. When you see this, how usually we give grading. How we give grading in our lab. So these are early blastocysts. We don't say 1 AD or 2, nothing. This is early blastocysts. Just we have seen the cavity. That's all. Early blastocysts. Usually this type of embryo we see in the day 4 sometimes. Okay, in slow growing embryo we see in the day 5. Okay, we see early cavity. This is called early blastocyst cavity. You can't grade this. Can't grade the cavity. And ICM also you can't appreciate the ICM here. So we can't grade the ICM. Profactoderm also we can't grade. We say early blastocyst. Now again one more early blastocyst I want to show you. Okay, you can see the cavity is bit expanded here. Cavity is bit expanded, and you can't see ICM properly. Like ICM, you can't grade ICM properly. Still is in the compacting stage. Okay, then profactoderm also you can't appreciate properly. So this is early. These both are called as early blastocyst. So if an embryologist says it is an early blastocyst, this should be the picture. Now, if the cavity starts expanding, that means half the volume of the cell, or more than 50%. This. So then we are able to appreciate the profactoderm. This is a profactoderm. So here the profactoderm, it is graded B. Okay, the cell see here, one is large cell, one is smaller, thin cell. So this is grade B profactoderm, and you can see one big chunk of the ICM. So ICM is graded A, and this profactoderm is graded B. So this is 1 AB. Okay, usually we grade it as 1 AB, this type of blastocyst. Now this is Gartner's grading, and coming on to this, this is just early. I'm showing you the early blastocyst grading. Okay, this you can get this type of embryo in the day 4 also. Day 4 also you can get, but in day 5 it may be common sometimes. Okay, and this early blastocyst grading. Now coming on to the intermediate, not early, not totally. So intermediate. So in intermediate, see you can see you can see like bigger cavity. then more than 50% cavity you can see. You can appreciate this inner cell mass here. You can appreciate the profactoderm. So both are B grades. So 2B, 2BB. And see, first letter indicates inner cell mass. Second letter indicates profactoderm. Here also you can see here. You can see this is also. You can see profactoderm. You can see inner cell mass somewhat scattered. It's like not a chunk. It is scattered. So inner cell mass you can grade it as B and profactoderm as C because very big profactoderm cells you can see here. And see, this is both are BB. You can see the cavity, enlarged cavity. So that is you grade it as 3. Okay, embryo expansion is 3. And you can see here the inner cell mass. It is B grade. Okay, because the chunk is not regular. Like no, you can see some scattered is B, and even trophoblast is also B. So this 3BB embryo. Now coming on to the next slide, larger expanded embryos. Usually you see in the good embryo. It is a good embryo outcome. Usually we see in the day 5 when culture condition everything is good. You can see this type of embryo. Now you can see when we say 4AA, well expanded blastocele, okay, 100% it occupies. You can see the inner cell mass, very good chunk of inner cell mass. You can grade it as A, and you can see trophoblast, almost similar cells everywhere. Okay, this is graded A, so 4AA. So this type of embryo gives good outcome, embryo pregnancy outcome. You can see here also, like you can see here, inner cell mass is very good, that is A. Okay, whereas profactoderm, few cells are larger here, few cells are thin here. So it is graded B, so 4AB. Finally, coming on to this, the third picture on the day 5, you can see a big cavity, that is 4. Now go to the inner cell mass. It is not a regular chunk, it is somewhat scattered here. Okay, it is B, and even the profactoderm is also not regular here. So here you can't see profactoderm. Okay, you can't see the profactoderm here. So like you can grade 4BB. So that's all about about the day 5. So in day 5, we can also appreciate sometimes, okay, hatching embryo. If the embryo development is very good, now you can see the hatching. Maybe we grade it as 5. Okay, hatching 5, and you can see inner cell mass here. You can see profactoderm is also here. So 5AA. Hatching out of the zona pellucida. And coming on to the next slide, this is totally hatched. An embryo had totally come out of zona pellucida. It is graded as 6. It is not there in the it's not there in the Istanbul consensus. It is Gartner's 5 and 6. It is in the Gartner's grading system. Okay, in Istanbul consensus we grade it as 4 only. Done. 4 is done. Hatching and hatched. It is 4. But in Gartner, hatching is 5. Hatched is 6. So it embryo are totally, this blastocyst has totally came out of the zona pellucida. So it is 6AA. 6AA. So you can't appreciate zona pellucida. It is considered 6AA. So here you can see, okay, inner cell mass A and profactoderm. So this is about hatched embryo. Okay, and I told you, even after Istanbul consensus, even after grading system of the Gartner, still few European labs, they follow their own way of grading the embryo. Okay, that is like I'm showing you one schematic picture here. In this schematic picture, you can see what you can see like ICM, like this is ICM, like inner cell mass. See, if it is a big chunk, they grade as grade A. Okay, if comparatively to this, no, if it is little bit 25-50% of this chunk, it is grade B. If it is scattered, grade C. If it is very little, grade D. So you can grade this also, but no, you should have proper protocol for the lab. Which protocol you are following depends on that. So this grading system also had come in a good papers. Okay, it has come in a good papers. So you can follow this grading system also of ICM. And usually, these both are clubbed together in the Gartner and in Istanbul consensus. Now, coming on to this trofactoderm. See, again, they had graded trofactoderm in this way. Like, trofactoderm, it is regular. Totally, if it is regular, it is grade A. If it is like irregular, okay, only few cells are not present, is grade B. Okay, and if it's totally irregular, can you see totally irregular? You can see in both. Okay, it is grade C, and if there is an absence of this trofactoderm cells, okay, trofactoderm cells, it is graded as grade D. So in conclusion, what I want to say, a particular lab will have a particular protocol. Okay, based on their protocol, the embryologist has to grade the embryos, and you can follow whatever protocol, and standard is Istanbul, followed by the Gartner system. Okay, Gartner system actually follows the time lapse incubator development. It follows that. But we are in Garbhagudi, we follow the Gartner system for day 5 and day 4. Okay, sometimes we follow day 4 also Gartner system only, but for day 3 we strictly follow Istanbul consensus. So that's all about my topic. Any doubts?
Sir, the cleavage stage embryos are day 2 and day 3?
Yes.
Sir, at what all
Yes.
stages are you checking the embryos? One is the fertilization check, and then
Yes.
all day 2, day 3, and day 5, or what do you follow, sir?
It depends on the lab protocol. I told it depends on the lab. It depends on the chief embryologist. How he guides senior embryologist as well as junior embryologist. Okay. So in usually the lab which I was working previously, we never used to check day 2. We never used to check day 4. Okay. We used to check day 1, day 3, day 5. Okay. But in Garbhagudi, we check all the days from day 1 to day 5. It depends on the lab protocol. So both are recommended. If lab quality is good, we can see our lab in Garbhagudi. It is highly sterile. They follow all the protocol of Escher. Almost all the protocol they follow. And even if we take embryos, more number of time, if you take out, embryos will never get affected. But in few labs where the air quality is compromised, we usually do it at day 1, day 3, and day 5.
Okay, sir. And sir, at what stage of the blastocyst, like we have this expanded blastocyst hatched, at what stage are the embryos transferred?
See, again, it depends on the clinician. Okay. See, usually day 5, we can see say I told hatching. You can see hatched. Any stage you can transfer. From recommended is from the from this stage, large expanded. From expanded stage, you can transfer the embryos. Okay, and provided, see, the zona should be thin. Okay, if zona is thin, see, if I culture the same embryo for day 6, it will start hatching. You got it. So after expanded stage, it is preferable to transfer the embryo in the blastocyst stage. Hope I have answered.
Yes, sir. And sir, in Garbhagudi, do they transfer day 2 or day 3 embryos?
No, we transfer day 2. We don't transfer usually in Garbhagudi. According to protocol, we transfer day 3 embryos. Day 3.
Okay.
So like no, it's not like we can't transfer day to embryo. We can transfer. We can transfer, but no, we culture for more for day 3, then we transfer. And in Garbhagudi, we transfer day 3 and day 5 embryos. No, 90% cases. So any doubts? Like no, hopefully I have no told like a summary of the embryo grading. No,
The
I hope.
time-lapse incubators, are they being used in India since they're very expensive, but they have a definite benefit?
Yes, time lapse is always good because we will not expose the embryos outside for the long time. See, the more you expose the embryo out of the incubator, okay, the growth is compromised. Okay, see, there will be change in the media osmolality. Mainly, it will affect the osmolality. It will affect the temperature of the media. So instead of taking each time outside, time lapse, no, once you just put on the day 0 till day 5, we can observe in the time lapse. No need of removing the embryos from the time lapse incubator. That is the only advantage in that.
Okay.
So you hope I have answered the question, and you can just clarify if you want more, because I have tried my level best not to make this topic very simple and understandable. Hope you have understood.
Yes, sir.
So, thank you.
So again, I'm telling you, like different lab will have different grading system. Even I can get you to like 4 more system. Like usually even in Melbourne lab they follow different grading system. Not like us, they each and every stage of the cell they will grade. Okay, so it is always better to follow the Istanbul or not. If not, Gardner.